Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back. We had a little bit of technical issues with some videos that were supposed to go up prior to today, and yesterday we were going to record, but we didn't. But we are back, finally,
It's
again.
not as bad as leaving the camera off.
You're gonna bring me back to that. Alright, you know what? Because yes, there was one episode that we tried to record, and we recorded the whole thing, and then I look at it, and I didn't, and it wasn't the camera, I didn't turn the mic on.
Oh, well.
So we had the video, I just didn't record any
Mets
of the
didn't
audio.
turn their brain on when signing Bobby Bonilla to that contract.
Yeah, well, I mean, baseball just needs to stop being so greedy. Yes, we have weird names today. All right.
Every episode, I'm gonna try to bring a new fun name.
Yep. All right. So, today, return to play.
Yay!
Finally, we have something to discuss. We were going to return, right around when the virus hit, and then sports just stopped. So, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so today we are going to cover the NHL's plan to return that has been voted and agreed upon and all that great stuff. We're going to focus on the NBA, which I actually saw like a legitimate plan and dates, which I liked seeing the dates. I love it. I'm not a basketball fan personally, but I love seeing the dates here for these things.
I am a fan of basketball. I always will be.
Yeah, and then we'll discuss the likelihood that MLB decides to stop being so greedy, and that they return to play. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed.
That's about as likelihood of me liking the Yankees.
Hey, you know what? It's a higher chance than me liking the Yankees because I'm a Red Sox and Mets fan.
That's true.
All right, so as I said, we're going to lead off with the NHL, which last time I heard they are in phase 2 of this return to play sort of thing, which entails training camps, or not training camps, but the facilities opening up. A couple teams haven't opened up, I believe Montreal and... was it Winnipeg, Zach?
I don't know. Both teams aren't even going to make it that far, so who cares?
Well, I think Winnipeg has a chance. Montreal, like, nobody cares about Montreal. Montreal's not going anywhere.
Actually, you know what? I hope they make it, and I hope the Bruins get them in the first round.
Who, Montreal?
Yep.
I think that would be a fun series.
I want that.
So I think that would be a fun series. But my one thing with Montreal and Boston is that I feel like Boston has this bad tendency against Montreal.
They really do.
In the playoffs. Like, they will kill them in the regular season time and time again, and then they get to the 7-game series in the playoffs, and it's over.
Montreal will beat us on the scoreboard, but we'll beat their, we'll beat them physically.
But
they'll beat us in the game.
But that doesn't mean a damn thing in the playoffs. What you need to do in the playoffs is win on the board.
But,
you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing to me with Boston Montreal that I don't like is I don't like the Bruins against the Canadiens.
I would just want to see physical playoff hockey.
I do too, but I also, and you're a full-on Bruins fan. Yeah. I'm Bruins and Islanders, so like I'm okay. Like if one team doesn't do it, I'm okay with it because I know that one of those teams is not going to win the cup. But I would love as a Bruins and Islanders fan to potentially see a Bruins Islanders Stanley Cup or Eastern Conference Finals, which is still possible.
Bruins in 5. But we'll save predictions for another video.
Yes.
This is about how they're going to return to play.
It is worth noting with the return to play with the NHL that obviously I'm sure we all know by now that it's the play-in round, which I'm going to, for all intents and purposes, call it the first round, is a best of 5. So it almost serves as like the divisional series in baseball. And I think that is fair for a number of reasons, because you don't want to have another 4 games for these teams. It's not fair to them, and I think that would just be too long, and it'd be dragging it out, and it'd be forcing the NHL to delay the 2020-21 season even more than they already have to.
So for the teams to be in the play-in, what the schedule is, I'm sure most of you know this, but they took the top 4 in the East, top 4 in the West. They got first round buys, and they will be playing in a round robin to determine seeding, which I like, but I don't like because Boston, my favorite team, was ahead by second place by I believe 8 points, and is now going to actually have to play to get the privileges that they earned.
I think it was actually 6 over Tampa. I think it was 6 over Tampa and 8 over Washington. But
same thing.
It is kind of stupid that the Bruins could potentially be the number 4 seed, and I as a sports fan don't like that because in 3 games the Bruins at worst would have been the 2 seed.
Yeah.
That is at worst if they imagine if the season if everybody had 3 games left, right?
Yep.
If
Boston
the Lightning
stayed number 1.
If the Lightning would have if the Lightning would have won all 3 and the Bruins lost all 3 in regulation, the Lightning had the tiebreaker because they beat Boston in 3 out of 4.
That's right.
So the Lightning would have been the number 1, Boston would have been 2. But Boston could not have fallen lower than 2 if you were to take the regular season standings into that much of a component here.
And to be honest, the Bruins' odds are losing 3 straight games and none of them going to overtime. Slim to none.
Slim to none, exactly. And the Bruins, I genuinely believe that we could see a Stanley Cup rematch from 2019.
Don't make me listen to that stupid Gloria song anymore.
As much as I hate the Gloria, I think we're going to have to deal with it. I think that I genuinely, and I'm not going to disclose too much about predictions right now, but I believe that Bruins Blues is not out of the question.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to listen to Aaron Judge playing New York again. That's almost as bad.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, for hockey, what they're doing, obviously we kind of discussed the top 4. But then for the play-in round, they're doing 5 against 12, 6 against 11, 7 against 10, and 8 against 9. Then
but it's not based off points, it's based off point percentage.
Exactly, because a perfect example, actually in the Western Conference, I was looking at it, actually, Zach, was it you and I that were looking at it yesterday?
Yeah.
Or not yesterday, but the other day?
Yesterday, a couple days ago, yeah.
But actually, instead of Dallas, Edmonton would have the bye? If it were by points?
It was something funky.
There were, I think out of the 24 teams that made it, I think 16 of them would have been in different spots than they are now. It's insane.
In the East, it pretty much stayed close to even.
All the teams would be, very similar. Although Buffalo would have been very, very close to making the playoffs, and that would have been hilarious to see the Buffalo Sabres in the playoffs.
I saw one thing where it was Canadians. You made the playoffs. What did it cost? Lafreniere. I probably said his name wrong too.
Whatever. But so that format, it's not perfect, but it's not supposed to be perfect.
But what I like even better is, take this as a segue if you will, but the basketball playoff. I really like how they're doing that format. Part of it is stupid, but I really like most of it.
So I'm going to be honest. I'm not fully up to date as to what exactly is going on. I know that 1 to 7 are in, and they could flip around, but I don't understand.
Yes.
Can you?
So 1 through 7 in each division are locked. They're in the playoffs no matter what, but they're still gonna play 8 more games the regular season to have more seeding competitions to get not playoff games, but games in to get ready for the playoffs. So the top 7 teams are kind of like the top 4. The NHL playing round robins to determine seeding. Except Boston, who is the 3 seed, can only go up to 2 and can slide down to 5.
So the regular season for the NBA is not effectively over.
Effectively, no.
Okay.
But in the East, you have only 2 teams playing for a playoff spot: the 8 and the 9, which I believe are, I don't know the exact teams. I know one's Washington.
I can pull it up.
And they're 5 games back. And what the NBA did was they're doing if the 9 seed is as close to the 8 seed as 4 games back, they will do a 2 out of 3. Not best out of 2 out of 3, but a double elimination. So if the 9 seed is 1 game back of the 8 seed, they will then play games to determine who the 8 seed is. So the 9 seed can be 4 games back of the 8 seed, but the 9 seed can still end up in. If that makes any sense. So if the 9 seed is within 4 games of the 8, then the 9 and the 8 will play. The 9 will have to beat them twice, and the 8 will have to beat them once.
Okay. Okay, so it's like the finals of like an areas tournament for Cal Ripken or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's for the East. For the West, I think there's another restriction because there's 13 West teams. Top 7 are in. The other 5 or 6 are all vying. They're all within 8 games. Will the bottom team that's like 8 games out make it? No. But what I'm calling it is the Zion format because the NBA just wants Zion in the playoffs. And so they're putting in all these ways to try to get him in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it, but like, yeah. So I like how the 1 through 7 is locked, and then it's kind of like a wild card mix-up.
Yeah. Yeah. So now my thing is, so say, and I'm not looking at the standings right now. I'm just throwing out numbers. So let's say, for example, the Celtics are 3 games back of the 2 seed.
I think that's just about right.
But that's a shot in the dark. I'm not educated in basketball, so that's why I'm asking. So the Celtics are 3 back of the 2 seed, and let's say they're 5 up on the 4 seed, and 9 up on the 5 seed. They can't drop to the 5 seed. Period. No matter what.
No matter what. So right now the standings in the East. Celtics are 9.5 games behind the 1 seed, so they can't get number 1. They are 3 games behind the 2 seed. So
oh, damn! Right on it.
Number 2. And they can slide as far back as the 6 seed, because they're within 4.5 of the 6 seed.
So what happened? So what basically happened is they're playing 8 more games in the regular season, but the teams that are not within whatever qualifies as the the playoff, whatever the hell they're calling it, just are done.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing like a losers camp or something. So in the West, it's a lot more interesting. There's 13 teams in, all within 8 games of the 8 seed. There's 1 team that is 6 games. So 8 through 13 is all within 6 games. 8, 9, and 10 are all 8, 9, 10, and 11 are all within 3.5.
So that could.
The West is going to be very interesting to follow.
Yeah.
The East, not so much. The East is kind of just locked, I guess. Not locked, but.
Well, so from what I've noticed, and obviously, I don't follow, so there could be exceptions, and I could get yelled at for this. But it seems like the Eastern Conference is more of like either you're really good or you really suck.
Well,
there's not really a whole hell of a lot of middle ground, it seems like, from what I've seen.
I mean, the 1 seed and the 8 seed are 23 games apart.
And in the West?
18.
Point proven. What about first to last in each conference?
35 for the West, 34 for the East.
Oh, okay. So the bottom teams in the West are just
honestly
crap.
Yeah. So the wins for the West go 49, 44, 43, 41, 40, 40, 40, 32, 29, 28, 28, 27, 26, 19, 15.
So there's a huge drop off.
For the East, 53, 46, 43, 41, 39, 39. This is where the drop-off happens. 30, 30, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 20, 19.
Okay, so the West does have some worse teams than the East.
Yes, but the West is overall considered the better team.
It's more competitive because, and
Yes.
I remember, what was it, 5-6 years back? I think I was in 6th grade. The Celtics made the playoffs with a sub 500 record, and I just remember looking at it and being like, well, how the hell do you make the playoffs if you're under 500?
Yeah, so, the East can have, right now, if the season were to end today, as everyone likes to say, the 7 seed is under 500, and the 8 and 9 are under 500.
I hate it. So, as a sports fan, I genuinely believe that you should have to be over 500 to make the playoffs.
And there's no sub 500 teams, 1 through 8 in the West.
Bingo. How many
Actually,
sub 500 teams made the play-in the West?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of them.
Oh, all of the non-top 8 are sub?
No, top 7. Top 7 are over 500. The next 6 are not. And
What's the 8th seed? Who is the 8th seed and what is their record for the West?
Memphis, 32 and 33.
Oh, okay. They're only a game under. I buy that.
They're still under 500.
Right. No, but I buy that because they had 17 games left. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So like, and this season's different. But like on a normal season, I think you should have to be 500 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that for me, because you remember Mariano Rivera when this whole thing first started. He said, "I don't want to crown a champion that won 60 games."
Yes.
Kind of that same thing. I've been saying that for years.
If you win 60 games in basketball, though, you're like.
Oh, okay, but we're talking baseball, dude. We're talking.
Yeah. Okay, so we're segueing into baseball now.
That wasn't the intent, but if we're done with basketball, we can definitely move on to baseball.
Yeah. So, yeah, baseball.
So if you guys can here, I'm gonna zoom in. I dropped my phone. I'm gonna zoom in on this real quick. MLB is too greedy. If that is not the most accurate description of Major League Baseball in the 2020 season, I
Both
don't.
parties. I'm not saying just owners or just players. They're both all greedy.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. So, like,
You know what I want to do? Screw the big players. Pay them nothing. Bring up the scrubs. Bring up the people from single A and double A who are dying to play.
see, what I want to do is grab Tony Pena and Rob Manfred, the head of the Players Association and the head of the commissioner of baseball, and smash their heads together until they figure it out.
Lock them in a room until they figure it out.
Because, like, to me, as a baseball fan, right, I just sit here and...
They can watch a Jeter highlights, but they already make us do that enough.
Dude, I'm legitimately watching Korean baseball at 2 o'clock in the morning. That is how desperate for baseball I am.
I'm not that desperate. I will, what baseball? I haven't watched baseball since the end of the regular season.
Well, I mean, you and I kind of talked about it earlier. I don't know if that was when we were just chilling on the Zoom call the other night or what it was.
Chilling the other night.
But you know, I am to the point where I'm watching Korean baseball. They have freaking stuffed animals in the crowd.
Yeah, it's. Didn't one team put special dolls in the crowd too?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They have like SpongeBob and freaking.
No, I mean like special. I think it might have been soccer. They put up pleasure dolls in the stand.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't see that. No, I saw the stuffed animals.
No. Yeah, I definitely heard about that one. I forget if it was soccer or baseball, but yeah, they had to apologize.
Yeah. If you don't understand what those are, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll find out, especially if you go on Elm Street.
Yeah, well, if you're going to HMS, you'll figure it out too.
Yep.
Trust me. HMS, from what I've heard, is not much better than Elm Street. But,
couldn't tell you.
But you know, in terms of baseball's return to play, I guess my big thing is that neither side wants to compromise. Neither side wants to compromise. I genuinely would be happy if each team played 5 games this season. No champions crowned, you just play 5 games. Give me something. Give me a double elimination tournament including all 30 teams. I've heard that a couple times, and I love it.
I don't want to watch two Marlins games, though. Anything but that.
Could you imagine if... So, like, in the double elimination thing...
Tournament, that might actually help the Red Sox because we don't have to use as much pitching.
Well, honestly, I think the double elimination tournament idea... And obviously you wouldn't crown a World Series champion.
Oh, you'd crown a quarantine champion.
You'd crown some kind of... Like, you'd just be like, here, you won the 2020 honorary BS tournament, you know? But, like, I personally like the idea of the double elimination tournament. And maybe it's because I'm a Mets fan and we lost Thor. Maybe that's, you know, Mets fan. Maybe it's because we don't have Thor. But also, the Red Sox fan in me, they don't have Sale. People forget Sale is out with Tommy John as well.
Yeah. But you know what I like?
What's that?
Don't play this year because Mookie Betts doesn't play for the Dodgers.
But, you know, honestly, at this point, it to me is so much more than just Mookie Betts playing for the Dodgers. To me, it's... Because the Red Sox aren't getting him back. Let's be real.
You're a Mets fan. I don't want to hear it.
But the Red Sox aren't getting him back, dude. He's going to go somewhere they're going to pay him.
I don't really care. I just don't want him on the Dodgers.
Well, it's not like the Dodgers are going to... Dude, it's not like the Dodgers are going to do anything anyway. They might get to the freaking... Whatever the championship is. But they're going to choke like they have the last 4 times they've been.
They have Clayton Kershaw.
You mean Chokeshaw?
Yes.
Idiot. Can't even say the guy's incorrect name wrong. Or right, rather. I can't talk either.
Okay, technical glitch. Restart.
They have Clayton Chokeshaw. Christ.
Clayton? Yeah, yep.
Oh, God. I just remember Red Sox fans chanting Kershaw at the World Series. That was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, then he was whining like a little baby. Oh, they're distracting me. Oh, get over it. You're in the playoffs. You're in Boston. Get over it.
They're distracting you. I mean, there's fans in the stands for a reason.
Exactly. That's why this year there's no home field advantage. Because there's no fans.
Because Chokeshaw wants to... I did that on purpose. I stuttered on purpose to emphasize the Chokeshaw.
I gotcha.
Yeah, definitely.
We should just call him Clayton Atlanta Falcons Kershaw.
Yes. Are we sure he's not from Atlanta?
I don't think he's from Atlanta. I think he's from Texas.
What teams from Texas are known for choking? Someone will tell me in the comments and make me look stupid.
I mean, the Minnesota North Stars did before they were in Dallas.
That's true.
The Rangers 2 years in a row.
Oh yeah, the Rangers.
David Freese. Just the Giants. God, you remember that dynasty?
Unfortunately, I do.
Hard to believe. It's been almost like this is year 6 or 7 since that dynasty ended. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
So you got anything else to add for the MLB?
Nope. I really got nothing. They're just greedy.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if the players would, because I don't think at this point I think that we're not having a baseball season.
It's like the older sibling and the younger sibling fighting. Neither of them are going to give up until mom separates them.
But mom isn't going to separate them right now. That's the problem that we
mom
have.
Isn't there. That's the thing.
Is that their parents aren't there. There's no separation. It's just going to be button heads until... And I'd be surprised if we see a 2021 season at this rate. We're not going to see baseball. They're going to hit into a strike, and it's over.
Good.
And
bring the double A, bring the single A guys, give them a chance.
But they don't want it either. That's the thing is that the minor league players aren't doing anything. They're in the same boat with the MLBPA, and it's like, stop whining. Just get on the field. You guys are making enough money anyway. Shut up and go play baseball.
Not the minors.
No, but the major league players, like Mike Trout's whining, like, oh, I'm not gonna take my quarter of my salary. I'm making $35. Shut up, dude. You're making $35 million right now, like with the stupid plan that baseball gave out, and I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
You're still making. Oop, there's my timer.
There is our warning to wrap it up pretty quick. So,
Yes.
final thought.
So, like, my thing is just get out on the field, play. NHL, love it. NBA, I'm not too familiar with it, but from what we discussed, love it.
I like it.
And the NFL looks like they're doing things normally, so sounds good to me.
Pats. Time for Stidham.
Yeah. We'll discuss that one later.
We will.
All right. So I think that's all we got today.
Yeah, that's all we got today. Wednesday. What do we got for Wednesday? Baseball movies?
Baseball movies will be up Wednesday, and then hockey movies Friday. The dates that will be said in there are incorrect. Get over it.
Yeah, that's the tech issues of tough.
It's tech issues. We're trying to come back. We're trying to get new software and stuff. It is what it is.
I would say talk to our managers, but we are the managers, so deal.
I've been discussing with our tech guy. All right, guys. So if you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe, all that great stuff. And most importantly, tune in next week.
See you next week.
Next week, guys.